PTR 3225/83, Crossroads, episode 3860, part 1, take 1.
Thinking about this staff do tonight. Shall we give it a miss?
Oh, no, Kevin.
If you're feeling...
I'm fine, honestly.
Queasy, you said?
Well, it comes and goes.
Well, then.
It's only to be expected. Honestly, I'm fine.
Well, all right. We'll see what your mum says.
Don't you dare say a word to Mum.
Glenn!
You're getting to be a right fusspot. Do you know that?
All right, you win, as always. I better go and start getting tidied up then. Oh, Iris. Finish in the bathroom.
Yeah.
How's Mum ready?
She's doing her nails. I've done her hair. Looks real nice. Here, Glenda. If I was to stay on a bit longer, what's the chances of me getting a job at the motel?
Bit slim, I should think.
Oh, well. I'm on the uppers a bit. I'm looking for a way out. There's no one else, is there?
Well, not that I know of.
Hey, Dr. Monroe.
And what about him?
Well, he liked me. What happened to him?
Went back to America.
Oh, it's just my luck, innit? Here, do you remember that time I nicked them tapes?
Tapes?
Yeah, with all that stuff on it about Mrs. Hunter. That was a lark, wasn't it?
Oh, I've forgotten about that.
I hadn't. She's a right nutter, wasn't she? Up to all sorts. Spicy and all.
Yeah, well, don't go dragging all that up again.
What'd you take me for? As if I would.
Well, I suppose I better go and see if Mum's ready.
Don't be long, love, or we'll be late.
Right.
Oh, and that would never do, would it? They only stick you on her knees up once a year. They don't want to miss out on any, do you?
Knees up? In air condition? Chance would be a fine thing.
Oh, I just hope she don't get too energetic, that's all.
Glenn. Goodness, are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. Oh, no, I'm not. Could you do me a favour, please?
Anything you like.
Could you find Kevin? It is rather urgent.
Kevin, stay there.
I gather there was a bit of a to-do last night, then, with Glenda and reception. And
Yes.
Paul got in a panic.
That's right. Well, Kevin took her to the hospital, so it's okay in my car.
Oh, yes, how is the lovely lady? I mean, what's the news?
Settled in nicely. First stages of labour pains, that's all. Well, never having had a baby before, first contractions, she thought, well, that was it. Well, you would, wouldn't you?
Yes, I remember. Still, waiting this long, doesn't want to take any chances.
Anyway, she spent a comfortable night in care of the general, and she's still, well, waiting.
Morning.
Morning.
The conference centre looks like...
Yes, I know, an explosion in a party popper factory. Well, it's all being taken care of. Adam's doing it. By the way, darling, how late will you be?
The idea is half an hour for each candidate, 20 minutes or so for the interviews, and time for discussion. They'll want to get home to dinner, too.
Oh, good. Right. Well, I shall book a table at 8 o'clock as usual. And I'll tell Paul it'll be a little flexible, eh?
Yeah, I don't really see that it's necessary to interview anyone else. I mean, besides Sharon.
We have to.
Well, don't you like Sharon?
I respect her. I think I can judge her fairly.
Well, I'm glad I found you in.
Sit yourself down. How are you keeping? We didn't have a lot of time for a natter last night, did we?
Oh, he's great, though, isn't he?
Hey?
The party?
Oh, yeah, it's great. Unexpected treat, really. Being back with the workers, where I don't belong.
And you got a job?
Nah.
How long?
Months, and no sign neither. I've been everywhere, done everything. The miles I've walked in London, honest. Oh, I've done some part-time washing up to get some Christmas money, but I couldn't get taken on regular. I don't know.
Well, what are you going to do then?
I don't know, love. You tell me.
Well, there must be somewhere.
Motels, chock-a-block. There's nothing in the garage, is there? Going. Want a tea, Gildersleeve?
Oh, no, I does that.
Joke, Benny.
Well, I wouldn't know anyway, would I?
Hmm?
If they were wanting people. Best if you speak to Miss Sharon.
Yeah, that's an idea, isn't it? She ain't a bad sort. Yeah, I'll do that, eh? Now, where's she living these days?
Miss Diane's.
You wouldn't fancy popping over there with me, would you?
What now?
Yeah, why not? Strike while the iron's hot, eh? And I'd rather do it face-to-face than phone. I always reckon I've got more chance that way. And if we sort of pop in for you to see Diane, and I just happen to be with you, well, I could slip it into the conversation somewhere, couldn't I?
We're going to see Miss Diane?
For me, Benny. For me.
Oh, for you. Oh, yeah.
Well, Donna, I'm sorry, I'm going to be late. Well, I don't know how much, no. Well, there's a few things cropped up. I've just got to sort them out. What's the problem? Oh, this I have got to see. I mean, you're not wearing a pinny or anything, are you?
What can she mean?
Oh, you'll be green with envy. Adam is cooking supper.
Poor devil.
So when did David last do that, then?
I'll have you know, his croque monsieur was quite memorable, was it not, Paul?
What? Darling, listen, you could stretch it to 4, could you? Well, I think David and Barbara might like to come. Oh, you can't? Oh, well, never mind. Well, just, keep it simmering. I should be home about 7:30, okay? Right, bye.
Making a rod for his own back.
Oh, no such thing.
Household chores at his afternoon off.
Cooking is not a chore. You, above all, should understand that.
Yes, for some of us it is an art, but for Adam it will always remain a chore.
Anyway, I shall make it up to him. Tomorrow is my day off. Oh, a little gourmet cooking, I think. Oh, Barbara, why don't you join us? You and David. I mean, it's been ages.
Oh, yes. Well, that's a good idea. I can drop the chores and you can concentrate on the art.
Oh, what have I let myself in for?
You will have all day to prepare, so no excuses.
I will not have all day, because I have got to keep an eye on my little worker.
I didn't quite get that one.
The lad she's trying to help, Gary, whatever his name is. He starts tomorrow.
Oh, yes, something of a novel enterprise. Well, what have they to lose? They have nothing to lose.
Well, I wouldn't quite go as far as to say that, no. No. I mean, he won't take anything, but there is a lot at stake.
Oh?
Jill is quite committed, and Adam isn't.
Well, I hope that it works out for her sake.
There's another one.
Excuse me. Mandy, when you got a minute?
I'll be right with you, Sharon.
Yeah.
Ooh, new outfit.
Ish.
Oh, I like it.
It's all right, I think.
Oh, yes, good luck.
Thank you. Mandy, do you want a drink?
No, thanks.
Mandy, I would like a nice gin and... Oh, maybe not, just the tonic.
Right.
Throat's dry. It's all I wanted anyhow, really.
Mandy, can you just pop that underneath?
Yeah, sure. Listen, don't run away. Has David said anything to you about the other candidates at all?
Well, only that you're all well qualified.
Oh. So he said something. I mean, do you know what they're like?
Oh, Sharon, just stay cool.
I'm not, am I? Has David said anything, though?
No.
About me not being cool, you know?
No, of course not. I'm just reminding you that that's how he is. Cool. And like most men, he's only happiest when he sees his own reflection in other people.
The silly thing is, David was my idea. I suggested him for the committee when Dr. Wilcox disqualified himself.
Oh, yes, of course, you're one of his patients.
I know. Looks a bit off, doesn't it?
Off? Why?
Well, I've taken my chance with Dr. Wilcox. He could have asked me what he liked, but now it looks as if he knows something damaging. And you're making me wish David was that scrupulous.
David likes you. Oh, look, Sharon, honestly, you've nothing to worry about.
VCR 3225, Crossroads, episode 3860, part 2, take 1.
Well, all right, I think. Yes, yes, all right, all right.
What, no surprises?
No. Everyone was ever so friendly, and you're absolutely right. David was on my side. He was very cool, but I could tell. Listen, could you get somebody else to take over for you, and I could buy you that drink now?
Well, actually, I'm going off duty now. Gail's taking over, and it is my round.
Your celebration, then?
Oh, I'm glad everything went all right.
Well, they asked me about Nina, of course. Thank you. And I just said that I was going to foster a retarded child, and I would have done, but her mother changed her mind, and I thought she made the right decision.
Do you?
It's possible she did, yes.
Gin and tonic?
Yes, please.
Andy, 2 gin and tonics, please.
Right you are.
So, no slip-ups then?
Well, there was one little hiccup. Apparently, they want the staff run very democratically. The house parent just being the person who's ultimately responsible.
So, what was the hiccup?
Well, it took me a little bit by surprise. I said, I haven't got a philosophy about management. I just manage. I don't know. Well, it's my strong point, isn't it? That I can run things.
Here we are. Oh, thanks.
Cheers, eh?
Oh, come on in.
Thanks.
Oh, on your own, are you?
Yes, Sharon's got an interview.
Oh, well, that's all right, because we wanted to see you.
Well, here I am. Well, this is me. Do you like me like this, or do you prefer me in my tramp's outfit?
Oh, you mean you were Miss Shannon? That was great. I really laughed at that.
Oh, good. That was the general idea. Do you fancy a coffee?
Oh, thanks.
You want tea?
Can I?
You can have whatever you like, love. Sit yourself down. Any news on Glenda?
False alarm.
Blank, she would.
They're keeping her in, though.
She must be about due, though. Rather her than me, that's all I can say.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Oh, come on. It's all right for you little innocents.
No, I mean it. It's the best time of my life, that, when I thought I was pregnant. There was me and Ron and a whole future. Suddenly, there was no baby and no future. And there ain't been a lot gone right since.
Tell her about the job.
What job?
There ain't a job.
Well, you know, about the job you wanted.
Why, are you out of work?
Yeah, me and the millions.
Yeah, I know.
And we thought, like, Miss Sharon.
In the garage, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, she hasn't said anything.
Well, I don't mind what it is.
Look, love, I don't want to put a damper on it or anything like that, but, well, you're not really qualified, are you? I mean, you don't have any experience.
Clean up, spit and polish, that sort of thing.
Well, Benny does all that, don't you? And the pumps are all self-service, aren't they?
It's my luck, innit?
The thing is with the garage, you see, if Sharon gets this job, well, she won't be working there anymore and it'll be out of her hands.
Gets better and better, doesn't it?
Don't worry, we'll have our tea and then we'll have a talk about it.
So, who got the job?
None of them.
But I thought they were all supposed to be so well qualified.
Well, they are, but not for this particular job. The medical student was interesting, dynamic, didn't have the maturity.
Okay, mature is fine, but is mature enough?
Well, dynamism isn't enough. If it were, Sharon would get it.
And she definitely doesn't.
Oh, unanimous. It was a bad interview. She should have done better.
In what way bad?
Well, she was aggressive, edgy. I mean, she was asked if she'd take another job under another house parent. It wasn't that she said no when she said anything, but she seemed offended. She went on about being used to managing offices, people. We're looking for a team leader, not a manager.
So what happens now, then?
Re-advertise. I'll get on to James Wilcox, then we'll go through to dinner.
Belong?
No, not very. Yes, may I speak to Dr. Wilcox, please? It's David Hunter. What's wrong?
I was just thinking. Poor Sharon.
Yes, I know. Oh, James, David Hunter here. No, I'm afraid not. Perhaps we don't know what we're looking for, but we certainly haven't found it. So how do we proceed? Re-advertise them? Yeah, it's strange you should mention her. I've been thinking of her as well. She spent time here. She knows the committee. She's had some professional training in that general area. Yeah. Well, certainly we can tell her the situation's changed and ask her to consider it. All right. I'll tell her.
There's no one else, though, is there?
Well, nobody springs to mind.
I'll do charing, anything. I ain't fussy.
Yeah, but who for?
What about Jill? She ain't long been married. She don't want to be bothering with housework, does she? Well, she don't.
I wouldn't know, love. Anyway, she's got this fella.
Blimey, already?
He's doing the housework.
Yeah, that's her story.
No, it's true. Apparently he was caught breaking into their house.
You what?
Yeah, just before Christmas.
Get off.
It's true, and to make amends, he's doing housework for them.
What a load of rubbish.
Oh, come on, it's this new scheme they've got or something. They're doing it all over the country. And it seems to be working.
Well, it would, wouldn't it?
Ooh, you an expert or something?
No, it's just that, remember that Lem bloke and his mate who did that nasty thing to Miss Luke? Well, I were against it at first, but it worked.
It's better than locking them up, isn't it? At the taxpayers' expense.
I've heard it all now. That takes the biscuit, that does.
Now, come on.
Well, there's me when I was a naughty girl. I get the book flung at me, took inside. That's lovely, that is. Believe me, having that stuck on your record, it's a great help. Now there's him doing a spot of burglary and he lands himself a job.
Now, come on, he's not being paid for it. It's just like, well, it's like paying off a debt.
Oh, that's all very well, isn't it? There's another way of looking at it, isn't there? I mean, if he hadn't been working for 'em, they might have been looking for someone and I might have got myself fixed up.
Might. There are a lot of mights in there, Iris.
Hope, though, you've got to admit. Is there ain't a glimmer? Perhaps if I had turned to burglary, I might solve my problem, eh?
Hey, don't you get doing nothing like that.
Well, it's worth a thought, though, isn't it?
Well, I'm just asking you to think about it, Alison. Dr. Wilcox agrees. In fact, we both came to your name separately. Will you consider it? We'd tell her, of course.
You know, I think you're putting Alison in a terrible position. Have you forgotten what she's like? I mean, she has a loyalties.
She also wants to do the job.
And she said yes.
No, but it turns out she considered applying.
But she didn't.
She didn't want to compete with Sharon. That's no longer the case. Sharon's not in it.
Listen, don't you think it's just a bit shoddy?
Maybe. But I've been given a job to do. I'm going to do it. Come in.
They said at the desk you're still here. Right, well, I'll leave you two to talk. I'll see you later on the reception, David. Ah.
What?
Well, if she's left, she thinks I'm going to get bad news. Or knows.
Well, you can't come for news so soon.
You mean you haven't made a decision? Of course they did. 4 people you saw. You had a chance to talk to each other. Between the interviews, you must have made up your mind. Just give me a straight yes or no. Don't make me wait.
I don't want you to think you weren't seriously considered. But we've offered the job elsewhere. I'm not certain the offer will be accepted, but if it is not, we'll re-advertise. I'm sorry.
Yes. offered the job elsewhere.
Yes.